Hey guys, it's Nija. So as you can see, I'm in my car, but I was feeling the urge to say something. So we're gonna see what messages come through, and I think this video is gonna be about the new Earth. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, new Earth, and I don't know if anybody else gets those like high energy spurts. Did you see what I just did? That wasn't intentional. I really felt it, but okay, this is the direction we're going in. So something new that I've been experiencing on the ascension journey is those quick spurts of super high energy. You can call it like feeling giddy or like feeling extra excited, and I don't know how you feel it, but I feel it on the back of my neck, and it really, to explain it to somebody who might not know what I'm talking about, it really is the sensation of excitement, just like really high energy. You feel it very quickly and it shoots up your spine, and it just feels like tickles on the back of your neck. It's like someone telling you really good news for the first time, and it shoots up the back of your neck. You kind of tense up, but it's of excitement, and you feel glee is the only word that I can use to describe it, okay? And it's funny that I would use the word glee to describe it. Okay, I see where we're going. It's funny that I use the word glee to describe it, because glee is like excitement, right? Like when somebody feels glee, look it up, what the definition of glee is, but it means excitement, right? So I've been practicing my light language, and it's really funny because I've been watching this content creator, Heavy, and I know if you are in the spiritual community, you have heard of him. It is Remedy H, and I love his content, and he's been out for a minute, so I guess I just got on his wave, you know what I mean? Like, there are some content creators who've been making fire content forever, right? But you never find them until you are on the same frequency, if that makes sense, or your thought patterns are beginning to align, if that makes sense. So then you meet. It's like when they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? Or when the teacher is ready, the student appears. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Like, when you get on your spiritual journey and then you just so happen to stumble upon videos with woke people, or you know what I mean, spiritually enlightened or conscious people. This is what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really love his content. I would definitely recommend his channel. He's been giving me so many downloads that I want to share with you guys, and I get them just by watching his videos. Like, things like light bulbs go off, things just turn on for me. If you guys can see my dog in the background, just ignore her. We wanted to get outside for a little. But yes, okay, so I'm bringing Remedy H up because he makes videos talking about cosmic codes or light language, and it's really funny because I've always been aware of the light language, but I never knew it as light language. Like a lot of people, I grew up in the church. I always went to church every single Sunday with my family, with my mom. She always took us to church, and in church they do this thing called speaking in tongues, and the first time I ever experienced speaking in tongues was hearing my mom do it, because obviously she was a church goer, she was a Christian, or she is a Christian, okay? And so that was my first experience learning about speaking in tongues, but I never heard it as light language. Now let me tell you when I started making the correlation, and then I found Remedy's videos. I had a dream. Well, okay, it started here. So I became aware of the fact that humans way in the beginning of creation use their bodies as vessels to illustrate emotions, or to illustrate feelings, or to illustrate embodiment, if that makes sense. So I learned about this. I don't know if you guys watch Gigi Young. She's another great content creator, guys. I'm shooting at a lot of great people who, you know, will open your mind up. So if you like to watch that kind of content, definitely like jot it down, look these creators up because they're really awesome. But Gigi Young made a video called The Magicians of Mu, and basically she was talking about this ancient civilization that came before humans, how they are now, you know, like if you've heard of Atlantis or Lemuria, things like this. So she made a video called The Magicians of Mu, and in the video she was explaining how in the beginning of time, instead of this lower level conversation that we have now using the English language, they would instead have certain, think of it like the creators of their society, they would come together and use their bodies to illustrate certain feelings and emotions that come with the human experience. Okay, so that was a form of light language or light code. And I know I'm saying a lot, guys, but you know, story time, stick with me. So yes, so they were using their bodies, right? So this is how we get the idea of using dance not only as expression, but using it as a form of communication. Okay, the different shapes and symbols that we can put our bodies in, they mean different things. And before people, you know, spoke to each other, maybe they would grunt and make sounds, but really it wasn't about the words that they spoke. They understood each other, they communicated telepathically, and also they understood resonance, they understood vibration. So you could be like right, and I didn't say anything, y'all don't know what I said, right? But people could, they felt expression. So it wasn't about the words that you said, they could feel resonance, they felt expression. Okay, so this is where, now I'm circling back around to how I was stumbled upon Remedy H videos about light language and cosmic codes, because again, it made me flash back to when I was a child and I would hear my mom speak in tongue when she was in prayer, or when I would hear, you know, pastors or whoever speak in tongues when I'm in church. And I'm like, wow, that's such a gift. And even hearing my mom, you know, she grew, my mom is spiritual, right? But she, I think, is handicapped by religion, in my opinion, but maybe she's exactly where she needs to be. But it is a gift. There are certain empathic gifts that we are given, okay? So the new world, these gifts are coming back online, and you know, they're talking about superpowers. Well, these are the superpowers, right? And we possess them naturally. Our vessels naturally tune into these capabilities. So speaking in tongues is essentially light language. But as Remedy put it, and I love that he put it this way, they can only speak in tongues to a certain extent. There's like a firewall, right? Like religion sometimes, like Christianity, will create firewalls, and so like they're saying it and they're feeling it, but they could understand, you know, what they're saying. Okay, let me tell you the significance of light language. This is how my mom explained it to me. Speaking in tongues, as she says it, but I'm calling it like light language. Speaking in tongues is a way to speak directly to your angels, guides, and ancestors, and they know exactly what you're saying, and you don't have to use your words, right? Because they don't communicate in the English language. That's a human thing that we're doing, right? But learning to speak in tongues, or learning cosmic light language or code, i.e. speaking in tongues, okay, speaking in tongues, light language, there is resonance that shines far greater than what the English language can say or mean, if that makes sense at all. So I hope this is making sense. I think it's making sense. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so some people have been blessed with that gift of speaking in tongues, and that's their empathic ability, right? And then there's also people who, and this is like myself too, so I'm really fascinated by this light language now, but it's not just speaking in tongues. Like some people can speak it, some people sing it, some people sing in light code, and it's so beautiful, and that's their gift, their power. Some people have empathic dreams, right? Guys, and I don't, I think I attribute this to my mom as well, because even though my mom is, you know, she claims to be Christian, you know, raised us Christian and all that, even though, you know, she did that, something in her DNA still knows that speaking in tongues is a way to communicate with her angels, guides, ancestors, creator, the world around her. And as Remedy H says, opens portals, opens doorways, opens pathways, okay? And how my mom used to put it is, when you speak in tongues, you're speaking directly to your guides, and the enemy can't hear what you're saying. They don't know what you're saying. They can't read the way, they can't read it because they can't feel it. They can't feel the vibration, the resonance. And so that's why she said, you know, praying in tongues is really good sometimes, or speaking in tongues, you know, when you're in prayer or worship. That's her thing, okay? I don't believe that you need to pray or worship anything outside of yourself, but I do think that you need to, you know, respect everything, oneness, right? Okay, long story short, so these are different empathic skills, right? And I'm gonna make a video about dream and the dream language. I think I have made a video before about it, but I want to go more in depth, because right now people's dreams are being activated. You can remember everything that you're dreaming, and it's another language. It's another way that the universe speaks to us. So like, I have my journal here, and I'll just wake up and go ham. Like, if I remember any detail about my dream, and I try to be consistent with this. If you are a dreamer, because everybody doesn't dream, and that's okay if you're not a dreamer, but if you are a dreamer, or if you want to strengthen your dreaming, start writing down what you remember. Even, it's gonna be little at first if you're not a dreamer, but if you are a dreamer, start writing down what you're experiencing in your dream if you want your gift to strengthen. I promise you, I've been doing this for like I've been trying to do it for the past year consistently now, and I'm having longer dreams, and I'm remembering more details about my dreams. And it's really great, because dreams are significant, because it's the way the subconscious mind, or it's the way your angels, guides, and helpers communicate with you. So that's the significance of dreams. It's another language, right? So feeling people's emotions, walking into a room and you're like, ooh, the energy's off in here, or ooh, I'm surrounded by love in here. That's another empathic power, okay? So these are like basic human things. And I don't want to say we took them for granted, but we didn't realize these were superpowers, okay? The ability to sing any harmony or melody or music is another language. It's another frequency, right? So it's like, I love how from Remedy, again, I learned about pathways, okay? Because we know about portals, right? But pathways, honestly, it could be very similar in some aspects, but opening pathways to the lifestyle that you want. We're talking about opening pathways to the, you know, celestial guidance that you need. I don't know. Opening pathways to go to different places, okay, like other galaxies, other worlds. Another thing I learned from Remedy, guys, give credit where credit's due. I love that I learned that the internet, the web, it's not just a thing for this world. If you can connect on the web, you can connect to any world, any planet, any galaxy. It's all connected. And it makes sense, because you know how the logo of the World Wide Web icon is like, it's like a web, right? It's a web. Get it? You're on the web. It's a web, right? It's a web of consciousness that spreads out far, 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 far. The reason why we don't get the codes and messages and information from other worlds, realms, galaxies that are connected to this web is because our reality, the way it is right now, for whatever reason, there's a firewall, there's a cap. So information can't get out and information can't get in while we're in the simulation, if that makes sense, or in the matrix. But I think that maybe that's what they mean by a hole in the dome. I have a video talking about the dome. That's fascinating. A hole in the dome. A hole in the dome, a hole in the firewall, information can get through. I'm just thinking about, so I made a video a while ago talking about the dome, right? How there is a like an electromagnetic force field, right, around. This is just like things that I see in the media, like on the Simpsons movie. I've never watched the Simpsons movie, but I know there's like a part where there's like a giant dome or force field around the civilization, and people are like, hey, we can't get out. Wow. Okay, anyway, side note, that had nothing to do with this. Okay, but yeah, I'm just really fascinated by this now. I want to talk more about light language because something about that resonated so deeply with me. Okay, anyway, I was telling you guys about, I'm gonna get back on track and then I'm gonna end this. I was telling you guys about the dreams. I had a dream that there were fireworks going off in the sky. Fireworks meaning expression, right? Going off in the sky. And in the fireworks, and they were bright, colorful fireworks. I saw blue, I saw red, I saw green, I saw big, bright colors. In the fireworks, I saw people doing their bodies in geometrical yoga type poses as the fireworks were popping off. I saw mudras, okay? I saw hand symbols, hand gestures, and I saw people making shapes, making expressions with their body in the fireworks, okay? So this meant a few things to me, but I'm gonna tell you what I think it means pertaining to this video. We need to start using our physical vessels to start expressing ourselves. So if you're a dancer, embodiment dancing, moving like water, being liquid, being fluid with your body, you need to start doing that. That is gonna be your gift and your talent. If you are somebody who likes to draw geometric shapes and patterns and things like that, that's another form of language. You're getting downloads or information when you draw what you're drawing, okay? If you are a dreamer, again, start recounting your dreams because they're going to become prophetic. If you are a feeler, stop taking on the feelings as your own and instead start observing the feelings and observing what feelings you have when you're around what people. Let me see, any other? Yeah. Okay, and if you think you want to start practicing light language and free your tongue, free your lingual, right? Right? Like when people like can roll their R's and can do all kinds of beautiful, magical things with their mouths. Like sometimes I think of harmonies that are so beautiful they bring me to tears. And I've almost posted videos of me like in tears after having that experience and being like, I can't explain this to you guys. But if you guys understand light language, if you understand light code, if you understand there is a language that everybody used to be able to universally understand, and it didn't matter where you were in the world. It's just like what do they call it? Your body language. just like your body language, if someone's slumped over, you know, like they're sad, they're down, maybe their self-esteem's low. If someone's cracked up and they're happy, and you know, like they're happy, they're confident, right? So it's just like learning body language, but it comes in so many different forms. Okay, so I guess this is what it had to do with New Earth, or the new world, the new way of communicating. Okay, this is significant because the new way of communicating is coded. So the lower consciousness people are not going to be able to understand it on our level. Okay, like when you're thinking cosmically, when you're tuned in, right, to that umbilical cord, the invisible umbilical cord that connects you to the cosmos, and all the other worlds. That's why I do believe that the web is connected everywhere, every galaxy, like as far as infinity can go, without even using the receivers or the technology that we use in our house to keep the Wi-Fi going. I believe that. I do. It resonates. If it resonates for you, let me know. If it doesn't, it's okay. You never have to agree with anything that I say, because we're allowed to have our own opinions. But yeah, there is something very beautiful about light language. Again, the Christians called it speaking in tongues, or maybe you've heard it as other things. Let me know in your culture what they call that. But it is a thing, and we know it's a thing because it's like almost in every culture. It's just a little bit different, right? So yeah, I guess that's what we wanted to talk about today. I hope that this was informative, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.